Alright, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today I have a little bit of a cool video. I think I'm going to be talking about how I made all of my money on Forza. Um, this could be a little bit longer video, could not be. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out yet. But basically I'm just going to walk through kind of start to finish my Forza story, I guess. And how the auction sniping thing kind of became a thing. So I guess we'll start real quick with a little background. I ended up getting into Forza because all my friends, like actual real life friends that I, grew up with, were playing the game. And I had recently got out of playing like competitive shooters, so like competitive CS and Tarkov. I played pretty competitively, if you would call it that. And I wanted to switch it up. I never really even liked racing games, to be honest. They weren't really my vibe. But I got on and was playing it on the Battle Pass, or not Battle Pass, what am I saying? The Game Pass. I was playing it on the Game Pass, and I ended up liking it and didn't want the Game Pass anymore, so I ended up just buying the game and getting rid of the Game Pass because I didn't really touch any other games. Um, and then I started playing, and I started really liking it. But then I realized there was a lot of cars I didn't have, and I didn't want to like. I was like, oh, you make so much money from doing these like story mode things, and doing all the little like the stories and stuff. Like you get like the rewards, like for all these type things. Um, you get the rewards of like the demons and all that type of stuff, and and you can make like quite a bit of money off of them. And I was like, oh, this will never end. And then it ended when I finished, the majority of them. Um, and I had no more income anymore on the game other than just playing it, which, as a lot of you guys know, is actually pretty low. Um, but wanted a lot of cars, and I knew about auction sniping. I mean, quite extensively from like a lot of other games. I had played FIFA, I had played Madden. I played like a lot of other games, and like I said, I've kind of abused the market on just about every game I've ever played. Escape from Tarkov, I kind of knew how to make money, so I had some of the most money in the game of anybody a couple times while playing that, and then I've made a lot of money on many other games. Sometimes real money, sometimes in-game money. It just really depended on the scenario. Um, but I figured I'd try to translate that over to Forza pretty much. And I already knew how to auction snipe, and I already knew the concept of it and how it worked and stuff like that. Um, so I gave it a go. And the first thing I sniped was the GT86. And I remember, I think I have some stream clips from back in the day of me like screaming. I was so excited because I really, really wanted one. And they were really hard to snipe. And back then it was almost like, the way I thought about it was like, oh, if a car only gets posted up every 5, 10, 20 minutes, I've got to sit there and refresh for 20 minutes. And like, I'm probably not even going to get it because some bot's going to take it or some player's going to take it or whatever. And that wasn't the case. Within like 2 minutes, I sniped one. And I freaked out. I'm like, no way. And then 3 minutes later, I sniped another one. And at the time, these were 20 million. So I just had the realization that with 10 million in my pocket, or not even like a 5 million in my pocket, I had made 40 million. I was like, what? No way. And they were selling at 20 million at this time. Like they were full on selling at that price. And then I sniped another one 5 minutes later, and you can go watch these clips. It's way, way back in the clips, but I had sniped 3 GT86s in like literally like the shortest amount of time ever. And I was like freaking out. My friends were freaking out. They're like, this is crazy. And then they were immediately like, you should give me one. And I was like, but I just made all this money. Um, but yeah, that kind of sparked my interest in the whole ordeal. And I realized it was actually more obtainable, as a lot of you guys have probably realized after watching my videos. Like, all these money making methods are bull that you see on YouTube. They don't really work, whatever. And then you land here, and you're like, no way, this stuff actually works. Like, I can actually make money. It's real. And that's the same realization that I had at one point. Um, and then I kept sniping GT86s probably for like a week and a half. It wasn't super like vigorous. I had started streaming Forza at the time at a pretty consistent rate. And I made about 200 million off the GTs. And then I was like, well, there's got to be more cars than this. And I was like talking to my buddy who had been playing a lot longer than a lot of us. And I was like, well, tell me what's worth more. Or obviously nothing's worth more than 20 million. But I'm saying, like, tell me other cars that are worth like a lot of money, like max money. And he was like, oh, the Cyclones and the Typhoons, which, by the way, now are only like 4 million, I think, for the Typhoon and 3 million for the Cyclone, because the festival playlist basically tarnished that price and, you know, put those cars out put both those cars out twice in a row, I think. So they got flooded into the market, like completely flooded. So that price is messed up now. But at the time, those cars were selling for 15 to 20 million consistently, and they were actually selling at that price. And when I first started sniping, both were selling for 20 million almost instantly. So yeah, I started to snipe those, and that was when I really started to realize you could make some serious money doing this. And I made 300 to 400 million doing the the Cyclones and the Typhoons. And I made 200 million doing the GT86s. So I had about 500 to 600 million. I had been giving some of it away to my friends at the time. And yeah, it was a pretty significant amount of money. And then at that point, it was getting kind of tedious doing like single cars. So I learned about quick flips, which I explained to you guys on some recent videos what quick flips were. And I had actually started this and started to realize the festival playlist was exactly where you needed to look to abuse the market. And I basically saw that the M3 GTS was getting posted up for bids of min bid like 25K or 50K or less than 100K all the time with a buyout of 1.7 million. I was like, I wonder if I can get some of those for those bids. And then I started to learn how to win bids. And I was winning a significant amount. I think I won over 50 BMW M3 GTSs and was selling them at about 1.7 million, sometimes 1.5 million or a little bit less, depending if I just want to get rid of them, I'd sell them for $1 million. And I made over 50 million doing that, and I only sat there and bid for like 45 minutes maybe. It was on stream too, I believe. And then I learned quick flips are also a very viable way of doing things. And then I was like, well, how can I fill my time while sniping, you know, between you know what I mean, like how can I fill my time between waiting for bids on the quick flips, because sometimes you gotta wait. And I was like, why don't I snipe in between? So I was sniping Cyclones and Typhoons while bidding on quick flips and making, you know, 50 million pretty much guaranteed off the quick flips. And then I was making, like, you know, potential income off of actually sniping and like doing all that type of stuff. So I was making quite a lot of money in a pretty short period of time. And then this is the point where I like started to get into drifting. So I actually started sniping a lot of like Formula Drift cars and stuff like that. And then I decided I wanted to do drift competitions. So on stream I was doing these drift competitions every day, and they got way out of hand. By out of hand, I mean I got rated by Hoonigan. I got rated by Don Juan Song, who obviously has like, you know, 550,000 on YouTube. I got rated by people with 50 viewers all the time, 30 viewers all the time, because I was always at the top of the list, because at this point I was averaging about anywhere from 20, 30 to 50 viewers, which was pretty much the peak of my streaming career. It is not like that anymore. Now I average 1 viewer on Apex all day. But I was kind of peaking because these drift competitions, I was basically giving away 50 to 100 mil on a daily basis. So you had a chance to win a lot of money every day, and you did not have to be great at the game. You just had to get lucky while drifting and stuff like that. And then I started to lose my passion for sniping a little bit. Sniping a singular car for 30 minutes to potentially get 1 or none, or sniping for 30 minutes to get 5 got really tedious and difficult and tiring. So eventually I had not wanted to snipe anymore. So I learned a lot about rare cars. I didn't want to snipe anymore. I stopped doing drifting competitions because I actually wasn't enjoying them. It was giving me a lot of viewers, and that's what a lot of people don't understand, is like, you look at certain streamers and stuff like that, and they get really sick of playing like the really like niche games or whatever, you know, like the games that are like not niche, the opposite of niche. They play like these really like popular games and stuff like that, and a lot of times they want to play games that they just enjoy, you know what I mean? And some streamers have a lot more fun in niche games than they do doing, you know, like mainstream games. And that's kind of how I felt with, I'm not doing anything mainstream, not in that sense, but I'm saying like I stopped enjoying the thing that was bringing me in viewers. You know, like drift competitions were bringing me in endless and endless viewers, but I wasn't having fun with it. And like, I don't not have fun with Forza anymore. That's not why I don't stream it all the time. I love Forza and I play with the wheel and the handbrake and stuff and have fun all the time. But I'm really enjoying Apex and I want to play that more. So that's why I play that a lot on stream and stuff like that. Anyways, different topic, but I stopped doing drift competitions because I wasn't enjoying them anymore because I didn't actually get to play. All my drift competitions for any of you guys who were there and any of you guys who weren't there were basically just me following around in the spectator cam thing, like the drone, and grading your drift competition while you went for tons of people. It took an hour or two every time. And I would give away, you know, like I said, like 100 million every single day. And I got really tired. And my outcome became, or not my outcome, but like, you know, the money going out became more than my income because I was not only collecting rare cars, but I was doing these drift competitions. And I didn't have enough money nor time to sit there and keep doing that. So I stopped doing drift competitions, kept collecting rare cars. I sniped when I had time. But this kind of bridged into what you know of me now, where I make filters. And the reason for the filters was one day I realized that when I was sniping GMC Typhoons and Cyclones, that I didn't just have to snipe one. If I could figure out, because there was 3 cars, I knew there was 3 GMCs, right? Sorry, I've been talking for ages. My voice is going out. There's the Typhoon, the Cyclone, and the Bandura. I knew there was 3 cars. I said, how can I get rid of this Bandura? And I was like, because I want to snipe both, but not that. And then I was like, well, I went through all the filters and I realized unique cars. I was like, unique cars would probably get rid of that. And you can see it does. Typhoon and Cyclone, Typhoon and Cyclone, Typhoon and Cyclone, right? I figured this out. And I made a ridiculous amount of money. Like, this is where I started skyrocketing up to 700, 800, 900 million. But then I was still giving away 100 million a day. So I had to make 100 million a day. And you guys always probably like, oh, why does this guy never hit max money? That's why I don't hit max money. Because I don't really snipe all that much anymore. I just pay attention to the market and do updates for you guys. And because I've been sniping so long I don't want to anymore, but also because I give away so much money. And I have given away a lot of money, and I've recently, you know, not too long ago stopped because I just don't want to do the competitions anymore. But I did give away on stream 250 million not too long ago, which is actually like 1/4 of max money. So, yep, that happened. I realize this video bounces all over the place, guys. I'm kind of just rambling on about how I made all the money and where it all went and all that type of stuff. But anyways, back on topic. This is where we kind of bridged into me making filters. And I started with the Typhoon and the Cyclone. And then I was like, well, I'm sure this stuff can get more complex. And then we started to get to the real tedious stuff. And that's where I was literally going through. I haven't done any make filters. If you guys haven't noticed that, I don't do any make filters yet. I mean, some may be very particular ones, but those are tough because you have to go through all the makes and all the criteria between those. But I basically would abuse car type, as you guys probably notice a lot. Year I used a lot, and country I used a lot because those were more functional. You guys got to realize when I'm doing this, I got to go country. Okay, Germany, and then I got to go through every single year and check and see which cars are worth money. And then I got to go through car types and see which cars are worth a lot of money in Germany. And I got to do all that stuff. And you guys realize I got to go through every single country, every single car type, every single year. Whew. And how all of those like interact with each other and what cars come up. And I'm very picky, no pun intended, about what I post to you guys, which is terrible because I know you guys just want content, and it's hard for me to do that because I'm not very creative as an individual, and I make very direct, focused content, meaning like I have to think of all the content I make. It's not just gameplay, which is terrible and what I never wanted to do, but I ended up getting into it anyway, so here we are. But I started to figure out all these filters. I ended up creating a stockpile of them, releasing them daily, and then I had the realization that it's not unlimited. And I ran out. And then I had to find more, which I also released daily for some reason, and then ran out again. And then I was like, why don't I do every other day? And then I really ran out. And then I started doing different content, as you guys have probably noticed. And I was like, well, we need to start doing like the drift build series and stuff like that, which kind of died off a little bit just because I was going to do the Hot Wheels cars, but they were giving me a massive headache trying to get to drift correctly because, once again, I'm very picky about the content I release, and I don't like releasing bad content, so I'd rather not release than release stuff. But anyways, now that I bounced around a million times, that's kind of my story. We went from GT86s, Typhoons and Cyclones, quick flips, giveaways, drift competitions, how the stream changed, interacted, getting into rare car collecting, learning about filters as a result of my laziness and tiredness of sniping singular cars. And that's how we got to today and got to 832 million, basically every car in the game, if not multiple of every car in the game, and making content for you guys. That's kind of all I got for you today. I know this is a really all over the place random video, but I know a lot of people would probably like to know how the hell I got to this point. And that is pretty much how it happened. I made a lot of money from the filters, by the way, like the multiple filters. So I know I didn't give you guys a number for that. That's probably because it is like a lot, like probably more than all the other numbers I did give you. But yeah, that's really all I got. I know I left out investments. That one was kind of tricky because like I didn't really start doing that till recently with the filters, and I mean I invested in the new cars, so like I started doing that with like the C8, so like C8, Jesco, Shelby 1000, the GT 500, all those cars are the cars I started investing on, and that's when I started making big bucks off that too. Sorry, I left that out. I'll throw that in. Okay, I made a lot of money off that too. Sorry. Yeah, all over the place. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. If you have it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, check out my Discord, check out my TikTok. Come by the stream sometime. Really appreciate a lurk, or if you come chat, that's why I stream. I love chatting with you guys. It really means a lot to me when you guys come by and show some support. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you so much for all your support, and thank you for watching.